To quickly clarify what I meant by the fact that we should not eat exactly like our ancestors. Perhaps we should eat the same foods, but in different proportions, in different ratios. I did not mean uh, cave people. What I meant were agrarian people. Uh, for example, I follow a pre-Columbian style diet still. I eat foods that were eaten in the pre-Columbian Americas, as well as other foods that fit into that dietary outlook that weren't necessarily indigenous to the Americas, such as apples and things of that nature. However, the thing is, and I'm going to explain, this is why not all diets are suited for all people. However, I do believe a 100% plant-based diet is suited for most people. However, the ratios are different. For example, an athlete will do well on a higher caloric diet, a diet with more calories, more fats, more proteins, and more starches. Okay. However, someone like me that had to curtail their athletic activity does better on a less calorically dense diet, one with less protein, less fat, and less carbohydrates. The other instance that I spoke of was the incorporation of raw foods. Why did I change my position on raw and cooked foods? I really didn't. But the fact of the matter is, raw foods help you eat more volume with less of it sticking to your ribs. Now, in my playlist, which I will leave a link to about restorative exercises versus stress adaptive exercises, restorative exercises, meaning exercises that promote longevity and promote range of motion and strength with range of motion, are not exceptionally great at burning calories per se. They're not like running or things of that nature. So you don't have to consume as many calories as, say, a professional boxer or a marathon runner or even a weightlifter or somebody that's like a weekend warrior. So you have to adapt your diet to the lifestyle that you have, and that's why there is no one diet fits all approach. The carnivore diet, on the other hand, has you consuming foods that are known promoters of health risks: meat, eggs, and dairy. Now, why is this important? And I'm not saying you can't, that a normal person that isn't an ethical vegetarian can't fit meat, eggs, and dairy into a healthful diet. But these foods are not health-promoting foods. Okay, and what they do provide in calcium and protein and the small amounts of coenzymes and things can be supplemented with far less risk with a B complex vitamin, a coenzyme Q10, a carnosine tablet. You know, these things can be provided by supplements without the added health risks that is accompanied in meat through endotoxicity, through bacteria and viruses, and overdosing on protein, which can cause muscle wasting, and things of this nature. A 100% meat diet or a 100% animal food based diet is counterintuitive to everything we know. Those that promote such a diet, generally speaking, ignore everything that is known about nutritional science. Some vegans do that too. However, most vegans that follow a vegan diet do follow, generally speaking, a poor diet. Okay. However, those that do not do generally follow a normal diet, just without animal foods. However, you can tweak these by consuming for nutrient density and things of that nature, which is what I do and what other people do too. However, the biggest factor that many vegans make is that they do not consume enough calories for their activity level. And what I found out when I was working with people with eating disorders is a lot of people hide eating disorders behind vegetarianism and veganism. So it becomes a convenient way to hide something like anorexia nervosa because they can't eat this food or that food. So some people that call themselves vegan, some, not all, some may be hiding an eating disorder. However, what I'd like to point out, as I'm sure some carnivores are doing this. There's not any more restrictive diet that I can possibly think of than the carnivore diet. It is a meat diet. That's the only food group on the diet. I'm going to leave some links to some of the health concerns that can be caused by an overconsumption of meat, dairy, and eggs. And it's not going to be very extensive, but it's links, follow them if you want.